The Second Harvest Food Bank Empty Bowls fundraiser is happening right now.
Yeah, Chad, I got to tell you, it is not as much fun without your tomato basil deliveries. All right, so Chad was doing his tomato basil deliveries and he was running amok with it all. It was fantastic fun. That is all part of it. People come through the line, they get whatever soup that they ordered, they get a cookie, they get cornbread, they get a handcrafted bowl. I love this. These are from local artisans. I'll have to make sure I get that. And then, of course, they get the bag empty bowls. It is Second Harvest Food Bank. This is one of their biggest fundraisers during the year, and it's really cool because people get to come by and they get to put food on their table, and then, of course, their donation goes to help put food on other people's tables, and the need is big. I know you guys can't be down here right now to give to Second Harvest Food Bank, but you know what? You can go online and just $5 can do up to 30 meals. That's what Second Harvest Food Bank can do with your money.
All right, thanks, Tanya. The reason events like these mean so much, they address a widespread issue. Second Harvest Food Bank says 1 in 6 people experience food insecurity in Northwest North Carolina. More than 100,000 people in Guilford and Forsyth County fall into that category. The food bank says the pandemic made the problem even worse. Lingering economic uncertainty allowed food insecurity to surge. Studies show children are especially vulnerable to food insecurity. Second Harvest says 1 in 5 children in our area experience hunger, putting them at a dangerous disadvantage. The food bank says kids facing hunger are more likely to struggle in school, experience developmental impairments, and have social problems. It also makes them more likely to go to the hospital. Feeding America says several complex factors cause food insecurity. Underlying factors include poverty, lack of affordable housing, chronic health issues, and limited access to health care. The group says it's hard to solve the problem because each issue is connected to the other. Take a look at this map from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Each one of those green shapes you see there illustrates where a food desert exists in Guilford County. The USDA defines food deserts as low-income areas where a large number of people don't have access to a supermarket or a large grocery store. The map shows Guilford County has 18 of these deserts. One of those is in the south end of downtown Greensboro. City Council approved a plan to change that. The city gave the go-ahead to grocery store chain Lidl to build a store on South Elm Street. It'll be the first grocery store chain to build downtown. Lidl says it understands the urgency to provide access to a grocery store.
I can tell you, we would be horrible businessmen if we didn't want to provide you guys with a grocery store on that side as soon as we are possible to do so.
A Guilford County Schools board member was one of hundreds who signed a petition in favor of bringing Lidl to Greensboro. She says it's long overdue.
The needs are great. While the food insecurity in this neighborhood is some of the highest in the city and county, that it is not the only insecurity that people have here.
The site will serve as a standalone grocery store with about 100 parking spots. Lidl's contract with the city stipulates the chain must have the store up and running within 5 years. Supply chain bottlenecks, inflation, and high gas prices have hit all of us hard. Well, now they're creating challenges for food banks that already have a difficult task. Food banks nationwide report higher costs because they're paying more for products and deliveries. That's even if they can get food with supply troubles. The CEO of Second Harvest doesn't think that's going away anytime soon.
We really think we're looking at another 2 years. This is not going to be, oh, 6 months, things will be fine, or even 12 months. We really think it'll be 2 years before the food supply chain will normalize and, enable us to decrease the amount of food purchases that we make.
Eric Aft says they had to increase food purchase expenses by the millions just to meet that need. Food insecurity weighs people down in several ways. It really impacts health. Feeding America says people impacted disproportionately experience chronic diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure. It also puts them at higher risk for heart disease. A Cone Health expert says the impacts on someone's overall health are often overlooked.
A lot of people don't think when you're talking about food insecurity how that directly impacts your mental health. But then again, think about it. So if you don't have access to food, that stress and anxiety that is brought on as a result of not having food, that kind of exasperates conditions.
Experts say it also leaks into other parts of life. Missed days at work from health problems can pile up, and then it makes it harder to rise out of conditions that make hunger more likely.
We're looking at individuals being able to maintain a quality of life. If you don't have the food that you need, how can you really truly show up and perform and be your best at work, right? Because you don't have the energy that you need.
Our hearts also feel the health consequences, and the Cleveland Clinic says more than 2/3 of heart disease deaths can be attributed to food and diet. Getting a balanced meal when dealing with food insecurity is a struggle. A registered dietitian told us avoiding processed foods goes a long way.
It impacts everything. So if we don't get some of these nutrients, it can really damage our heart pumping mechanism, impact our blood sugar, our blood pressure, our brain health. So it's super important.
It's important to keep in mind you should see a doctor if you have chest pain or an uncontrollable heartbeat. Millions of food insecure Americans got some good news about their SNAP benefits. The Department of Health and Human Services extended the county's public health emergency for 90 days. It was set to expire about a week and a half ago. It'll mean more SNAP benefits for people in our state. People in the program get an extra $100 per month for groceries. More than 40 million Americans receive SNAP benefits. Google searches for things like SNAP, food banks near me, and food stamp applications surged during the pandemic. The site is now connecting people with resources. The Find Food Support site locates resources using Google Maps to show nearby food banks, school meal programs, SNAP application support, and other resources for families with children. And once you're there, just put in your zip code to find resources close to you. Food insecurity has a wide range of effects, and you can make a difference. If you go to our website, we have a story with the link to Second Harvest Food Bank. You can make a donation and help make someone's life a little easier.